20 cooking tricks from the most prominent chefs. We can all agree that cooking is an art. I mean, have you seen the stuff they do on MasterChef? Just like every other form of art, there are certain rules that we should follow in the kitchen. In this video, Brightside will tell you about 20 little-known tricks of the trade that will make your dishes even tastier and worthy of the world's best restaurants. 20. Chili peppers. If you love chili peppers but don't want tears rolling down your cheeks every time you eat them, we'll let you in on a little secret. Before you add the chili peppers to a dish, take out the seeds and veins from the inside. They're exactly what give the pepper its spicy kick. Don't forget to rinse the peppers in cold water to make sure everything is gone. Now you're safe to eat them. The spiciness will disappear, but the taste will stay the same. 19. Crispy potatoes. Making crispy potatoes doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fry them in oil, which makes the food more harmful to your health. You can get the same effect just by powdering your potatoes with flour and baking them in the oven. Try this and tell us how much you liked them in the comments section below. Plus, your heart will thank you. 18. Healthy desserts. If you love desserts, well, who doesn't, but you also value being in good shape, you can replace heavy cream with whipped egg whites. It's not going to be as sweet, but it'll still be really yummy. 17. Cold water versus hot water. If you're not sure whether or not to put vegetables in boiling or cold water, there is a simple tip that you should keep in mind. The vegetables that grow underground require cold water, and those that grow above ground need hot water. For example, you should put your potatoes in cold water. And what about corn? You got it, hot water. 16. Whipping egg whites. Sometimes when you're whipping egg whites, it's hard to tell when to stop. So here's a simple tip. Flip the bowl upside down to check the consistency. If it's ready, the substance should stay in the bowl. And if not ready, you've got yourself a mess to clean up. Sorry, but we warned you. 15. Baked beets. Do you like your salads with beets? So do we. So next time you want to add beets to a salad, it's better to bake them in aluminum foil rather than boil them. The thing is, baked beets contain more vitamins and retain more taste and color. So your salad won't just look better, but it'll also be more delicious. 14. Cutting onions. This is not a simple task, but there is a way to make it faster and easier. First, cut the onion in half and trim off the tip and the root. Next, make some horizontal cuts and follow with some lengthwise ones. The number of cuts you make depends on the size of the cubes you need. Finally, slice the onion crosswise and you're done. 13. Dressing a salad. If you want the perfect salad, never forget this rule. Always dress your salad only after adding salt. Otherwise, the oil in the dressing won't let the salt dissolve completely, so you'll actually have to chew bits of salt, and that doesn't sound very appetizing, does it? 12. Making pasta. The worst thing that can happen when cooking pasta is when it sticks together. The trick to prevent this is quite simple. Use as much water as possible. You should take at least 34 ounces of water for 4 ounces of pasta. This ratio will get you the best results. Making dough. The secret to making the perfect dough for sweet pastries is as easy as 1, 2, 3. The weight of flour should equal the weight of sugar you're adding. The same goes for the eggs and butter. Their weight should be the same too. So we recommend getting a kitchen scale ASAP if you still don't have one. 10. Soft mashed potatoes. Preparing creamy and smooth mashed potatoes isn't as easy as it seems. However, there is a trick that very few people know about. Just pour in some milk and add a little baking soda to the tip of the knife. Then whip it. Whip it good for about 2 minutes. 9. Juicy citrus fruits. You can get juicier citrus fruits by placing them in hot water or heating them up in the microwave and tightly rolling them in your hand. So when life gives you lemons, make juicier lemons? No? Okay. 8. Checking oil. We're not talking about your car's oil, of course, although you should check that too from time to time. If you're not sure whether or not your cooking oil is hot enough to fry something, grab a wooden stick. If you see bubbles forming around the stick, it means it's time to throw in those French fries. Or are you more of an onion rings kind of person? 7. Grate rice. Ah, the age-old battle of cooking rice so that it doesn't turn into a goopy mess. To keep your rice from sticking together, fry it in a pan with a bit of vegetable oil. Later, add some water to boil. You can also add a clove of garlic to give it a little aroma, and remove it after the rice is cooked. Voila! No more sticky, pasty rice. 6. Pasta with sauce. If you like your pasta with sauce, you should never ever add oil to the water. You might not know, but the oil won't let the sauce saturate the pasta with its taste, so it'll just feel like you're eating two different foods kind of sitting there together on one plate. 5. Juicy tomatoes. If you want to cut a tomato without making a juicy mess, there's a way to cut the tomato's flesh without cutting into the liquidy part. If you look at the surface, you can see little veins that separate the seeds from the tomato's wall. Cut along those and enjoy juicier tomatoes and a clean, hassle-free kitchen. 4. Rolling dough. Whether you've done it yourself or you've seen it on TV, pretty much everyone knows that the cooking surface should be sprinkled with flour before rolling pie dough. However, if you're making something sweet, you can replace the flour with cocoa powder. Why? Because it will create an appetizing aroma but won't affect the taste at all. It's like culinary magic. Like this video if you agree that smell is sometimes just as important as taste. 3. Making meatballs. To make meatballs even more mouth-watering, chop up some onions and heat them up in a splash of vegetable oil. Then grind them together with the meat. It'll both enhance the taste and completely eliminate the chance of finding raw onions in your cooked meatballs. Don't get us wrong, there's nothing bad about raw onion, but when the dish is cooked, you want all the ingredients to be cooked. 2. Making steak. Every chef has their own secret to preparing the perfect steak. But there is one thing that absolutely everyone agrees on. The frying pan should be smoking hot. No, not like supermodel smoking hot. We mean very hot and smoking. This will allow you to actually fry the meat instead of boiling it. How long you decide to fry is up to you. Speaking of which, how do you like your steak? Rare, medium, or well done? 1. Grate butter. Of course, butter is a great thing. Maybe not for your heart, but for your taste buds, oh yeah. But did you know that you can grate butter? When making pastry dough, you can grate frozen butter straight into the dough. This little trick distributes the butter faster and more evenly. Plus, you don't have to wait for the butter to warm up. This will save you a lot of time so that you can start eating sooner. Do you have your own cooking secrets? Share them in the comments section below. Like this video and share it with your food-loving friends. And don't forget to click subscribe to join us on the bright side of life.